Thank you, Travis, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Regional News. We started with some news in Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago, where the ill-fated boat carrying 41 Venezuelans, which capsized off of Aguirre 3 weeks ago, only had the capacity for 8 people and had no life jacket or navigation equipment. The overloaded boat, carrying just over 5 times the amount it should have carried, was cited as the main cause of the shipwreck. This incident occurred after the vessel left Venezuela on December 6. At last week's count, 28 bodies had been found. The result followed a probe of the incident, which was detailed in a communique from the Venezuelan government. The report was issued on Christmas Day by Carmen Rivers, Minister of People's Power for Internal Relations, Justice and Peace. The statement referred to the results of the technical and forensic investigations carried out by specialized Venezuelan agencies. The boat had been heading to Trinidad and Tobago, but never got close. Venezuelan authorities, which launched investigations, stated it involved a human trafficking smuggling rig. Each of the 41 people had paid $150 for the trip. The vessel's owner and the owner of the farm from where passengers left were both arrested. 10 others were also sought. Luis Ali Martinez, the 56-year-old owner of the watercraft, will be charged with alleged human trafficking on the Venezuelan coast. The incident caused Trinidad and Tobago to be blamed falsely for its occurrence. There were allegations that the boat was detained in Trinidad and returned to Venezuela. However, the TNT Coast Guard said that it had not intercepted any boats from Aguirre. However, in the official probe results, Rivers stated that on December 6, 2020, the ship identified as My Memory was wrecked in the Gulf of Paria, approximately 11 miles from the departure point located in Aguirre. And I quote, "The national government, in order to guarantee the due protection of the Venezuelan people, has provided greater controls and security devices so that these events does not occur again," end of quote. And now for some news in Jamaica. Before the island gets its shipment of COVID-19 vaccines next year, Cuba could inoculate half of its 11 million citizens against the virus, which has crippled global economies, trade, and travel for much of 2020, leaving behind a staggering death toll. Jamaica's closest neighbor currently has 8 vaccines designed to provide protection against 13 diseases, including COVID-19, and is well underway with clinical trials for drugs developed to fight the deadly coronavirus. Dr. Jose Armando Villamarin, who heads a Cuban medical mission in Jamaica, said the Spanish-speaking country's medical brigades fighting the virus around the world, include those in Jamaica, will be among the first to be vaccinated. The country has 2 drugs, Sovereign 1 and 2, among the 47 candidates registered with the World Health Organization to fight the pandemic. The Cuban vaccines do not require storage at extremely low temperatures. Vaccine producers hope their drugs will grant short, medium, or long-term immunity. The current influenza vaccine must be taken annually and is recommended for vulnerable groups within populations, such as the elderly with comorbidities, on whom COVID-19 has taken a heavy toll. Minister of Health Dr. Christopher Tufton said the Cuban vaccine was not an option for Jamaica currently. And finally, 3 Caribbean countries are experiencing a rise in COVID-19 cases. The region's cases are nearing 390,000. The Dominican Republic has registered 166,764 cases of the virus, with its death toll at 2,404. Cuba continues to see a spike in cases of COVID-19 with 11,205 cases detected. The death toll there is now at 142. Haiti has also registered 9,947 cases and its death toll is at 235. Other Caribbean nations such as Belize are also experiencing a rise in cases, with 10,561 confirmed and death toll at 233. COVID-19 cases in the Bahamas are at 7,834, with a death toll of 170. Several Caribbean nations are allowing international travel, but visitors must arrive with a negative PCR test. In Grenada, Governor General Cecil Logrande has declared a state of emergency across Grenada, thereby allowing the cabinet to impose a curfew and other regulations under the Emergency Powers Act. However, if the rate of infections is not reduced in the next 2 weeks, a full lockdown will be enforced. And that is it for our region news this evening. And I continue to urge our viewers to stay indoors, wear those masks, use those hand sanitizers, and continue practicing social distancing, especially during the holidays. Back to you, Travis.